guys, I am back with another episode of my Disney album that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm continuing with the pocket pages in this episode, and I believe I have two spreads to share with you today, I believe. So it's this 12 by 12 spread and then another. This is some photos when we were in the Magical Kingdom, and I had some pictures of the teacup ride and the It's a Small World ride and the Haunted Mansion, I think are the names of all the rides. I'm surprised I even remember that, but I'm pretty sure that is what rides we were on in these photos. And I wanted to get these scrapbooked with the same Say Cheese and Say Cheese 2 kits that I've been using. And I am just kind of working with the die cuts and some of the stickers that came in the collection. And I have a couple of the cards and the paper. So for this top right photo, it is just a picture of my mom and my daughter on the teacup ride. And I'm just kind of layering and clustering the embellishments from the die cut pack with the teacup, the family fun, and some of those hearts. And now I'm just moving on to another die cut. I thought I was getting a little lost on that polka dot 3x4 card. So I'm just mounting it on some black cardstock and then trimming around it so I have a black outline. And I think that really helps pop that die cut off the page quite a bit, and I really like how that turned out. So I'll end up coming back to that. In this particular layout, you're going to see that I'm kind of going back and forth to different cards because I would get kind of stuck with a particular card. So I thought, okay, I'll just move to a different one. So I'll kind of go back and forth on this particular layout. Now I'm back with the top right photo, and I really like clustering or bunching up thread. I've seen this done on a lot of Missy Widden videos. It's hard to say, and I just like the look and I like the texture that it gives. And I'm using a lot of stitching in this album, so I thought doing this like kind of bunched up nesting of thread would look really nice. And like I said, it's very subtle, but it gives a nice accent to the die cut cluster and just kind of has something for the die cut cluster to kind of sit on. So I was happy with that. So I'm just kind of gluing everything down. That tool that I'm using in my left hand is just one of those little pickup tools that you get with the silhouette. A lot of times they'll come with a toolkit, and that just has a little gummy part on the end, and you can use that to kind of pick up the die cut, and then when you touch it to the glue, it usually ends up sticking to the glue. Sometimes I have problems with it; it ends up sticking to the die cut and won't stick to the glue, but the intent is that it will stick to the glue and then hold it in place. So I'm just gluing this down because I do have the thread. Using tape runner just wasn't as feasible, so I end up using just a liquid glue, which is the Scotch Tacky Glue, and it's in a fine liner bottle. So now I'm playing with the alphabet stickers, trying to carefully pull these off without ripping them. And I believe I am going to spell small world. So I'm doing world with the red font, and then I'll do small with a little block font here above the word world. And I love using these little tweezers. So if you have problems like you getting your big fat fingers, trying to get those letters down, I really highly recommend tweezers. These are I think they're made by Cutterbee, same as the scissors that are on the right hand side, and those are really nice. You pinch them to open them and you let go to close them, so you kind of got to get used to them if you're not used to that kind of motion, but I super like them. And I love the fact that they have a really pointy end, so you can really grab just the very tip of something, especially if you're like trying to heat emboss or things like that. They're really, really nice tweezers. So I'm just continuing on this page, and I added another heart to the small world area, and you can see on the left hand side are some more punched hearts. I just used a Martha Stewart punch that has a bunch of different size hearts, and I just punched it out with that, and then those are really nice to use as embellishments across the page. These are just some things that look a little bit like brads, but they're stickers from the Simple Stories collection. Again, the same Say Cheese or Say Cheese 2, so they match the papers and the stickers. And now I'm just trying to find a word strip that will look nice on a couple of these photos. So I'm adding this blue strip here. It's just one that looks like washi. It doesn't actually say anything. And I do believe I add another word strip later on, possibly where that ampersand, where it says you and me. Now because I used the thread in the top right, I'm going to use it in the bottom, or no, I'm sorry, in the bottom right photo here. And I thought that little nest would look nice with the little arrow shape that I think it says we are here or you and me. One of those two things. You'll see in a second. And I just like how that sits. Oh, no, it says go see do. Maybe? No, go see ride. Sorry about that. This is the Haunted Mansion ride. The one thing I really like about Disney parks is that when I've gone to Six Flags and some other amusement parks, you just sit in line and you're bored, and the kids are like, "When are we gonna get to the front? I'm never gonna make it to the front. Are we there yet? Blah blah blah." And Disney is freaking awesome. Every one of the Disney rides that I think that was on that I can remember had something interactive to do, a place to take pictures at, something that caught your interest. So you weren't just sitting in line like bored to tears waiting to get up to the ride. There was little things to do throughout the waiting lines, which was super cool. I highly recommend going to Disney. If you have not gone to Disney, you definitely should check it out. And if you've already been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was super cool. But anyway, enough about that. I'm just finishing up this page. I'm going to add this little Mickey head on the So Happy. I added a chipboard piece on the top left that says Our Magical Adventure. And then I am going to kind of wrap that one up and moving on to the next 12 by 12 page. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I actually do have one additional page here. So I think it's a 3-page spread this time. Anyway, we'll find out together. I can't remember. I've done a lot of pages, so it's hard to keep track of where I was on some of these, but we will be surprised together. So we maybe have actually 3. This one, I think I struggled a little bit with this layout if I'm remembering correctly. I kind of fuss around with a lot of different embellishments and things, and then I end up settling on a couple things that I like. It ends up being okay. That's one thing I did learn about doing this album is one, I did get a little bored of doing the same theme, and that's probably one of the reasons I dreaded it so much doing it because I knew once I started I wanted to finish and I wasn't going to start another project until it was done. So I knew I was going to probably end up getting bored with it. So I think that's probably why it took me 4 years to do this, but it's done. Almost done. I'm still working on some of the 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11 pages that I'm going to put in between these pocket pages. But generally speaking, it's done. I'm super happy that I did it. But you're not going to like every page. You're going to not have enough embellishments. Or you're not going to have the right embellishments or what have you. Or there's going to maybe be so many photos and not a place to embellish. So you feel like you need to and you try to force yourself to put embellishments when you may not even need an embellishment. So don't get discouraged when you guys are doing this. I know when I was doing it, I was kind of sometimes staring at these pages like, what am I supposed to do in this? I just did a page like this. Do I do the same thing I did the last 3 pages? So I think I do a little bit different things here and there throughout the album, so it's not completely the same. But a lot of times you go back to the things that you're used to, like this nesting. You'll see me doing this a couple times throughout the pages, and then I probably don't come back to it for several pages because I thought, okay, well, I've done this string nesting thing, 3 times. I probably should mix it up a bit and not do that for a little bit. So as you can see here, the nest is not working for me and I am struggling with it, but I do soon get it. Sorry, I thought I've cut some of this extra fussing out of the video, but apparently I was just going to keep it in. So you can see how much I was struggling, but I'm just going to glue this frame and the chipboard camera out. And some of these cards make it easier to do your layouts because they already have kind of a collage look to them, even though I didn't collage anything. So this one, all I'm doing is adding the frame, the thread, and the camera, and then it's done. So now I'm going to add a little nest here to the circle that says Mouse and Company. These are pictures of, I think we are at the Magic Kingdom. Yes, we are at the Magic Kingdom here. And so I had pictures of Donald, Daisy, Duck, Minnie, Mickey, Goofy. Mickey's not in these pictures, but there is we did meet Mickey at this particular location. I think it was like in a big tent, or there's like a circus area maybe at Magical Kingdom if I'm remembering right. But anyway, so now I'm just kind of gluing everything down. Chipboard pieces do have glue on the back of them, but I do not trust the chipboard pieces at all. So I pretty much 99.9% of the time add glue to all of my chipboard pieces because pretty much all the time they come down or fall down. So a lot of times I will add my ATG tape gun, but I will also add a lot of liquid glue. Liquid glue is probably the better of the options, but I highly recommend that you always glue down your chipboard pieces. I just think that they just really don't stick. Either the chipboard pieces that you get in like the 12 by 12 die cut packs or the chipboard thickers, things like that, they just don't stick. And I can't tell you how many times I found things in the bottom of my pocket. So I just automatically glue them down no matter what I'm gluing them on. I just always add some extra adhesive. So that's a tip that you want to make sure you think about when you're using those kind of embellishments. So now I'm just kind of finding some extra little pieces here and there. I added a little bow to the top where it says magical. I added a little brad in the area where I put the camera. And then I'm adding a couple little stars and a heart to this photo here. And I believe this page is done. So I will be moving on to another page here in a second. So I'm just going to show you a close-up. Sorry, I think I tried to remember to show close-ups of all the photos as I was doing the layouts, but I didn't always remember, so I apologize for that. If there's anything you guys ever see that um, you want to see more of, or you want to see a close-up or another photo, please let me know in the comments below. I can always take an extra photo and post it on my Facebook page or on Instagram or something like that if you guys want to see something closer up. I didn't really take a lot of pictures or any pictures of the layouts. I just thought with the project being so big, I just kept it to the videos and didn't take any photos this time. So now I'm just working on the last page in my spread. This one is going to be pretty simple as well. So while I'm kind of working on some of these elements, I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me on the Disney trip episodes. If you are enjoying the series, please make sure you give me a thumbs up below. And if you're new to my channel, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be great. I'm going to have many more Disney videos coming up soon. Plus I have other pocket pages and Project Life pages and 12 by 12 traditional scrapbook pages and traveler's notebook pages, kind of a myriad of things. I think after this Disney episode series, I will start working on my December daily. So if you guys are interested in December daily, definitely check out my channel. And if you click on the notification bell, it will let you know when I'm uploading a video so you can see if it's something you'd be interested in. And if you're looking for December daily, that will notify you when I post my first December daily pages or videos. So here I'm just kind of gluing everything down. I did a little stitching on the die cuts and the bottom middle card, so you can kind of see some black and white stitching around those two pieces. And then I'm going to add a couple stickers here and there on this page. This is where I think I was sitting for quite some time in a row. I was at a scrapbooking crop when I was doing these couple of pages, and you know, you're talking to people and you're trying to get stuff done, so sometimes that's also distracting. And I sometimes tend to go a little faster when I'm at home scrapbooking. I think the next episode I may be at home, and I think episode 6 is where I get about 5 layouts done in one like 15-minute span, so make sure you check that out. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye bye.